It's My Hero Academia time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Figma number 323. It's Midoriya Deku, also known as Deku. And this is a re-release. I did not get this figure when it originally released because I did not know about My Hero Academia. I've recently, a while ago I started reading the manga and I love it, so I also love that they re-released this one. So yeah, I got this one and I'm gonna get Bakugo, and at this point I'm all in and I'm hoping that Figma's gonna release more of these. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's have a look at this one. So, at first glance, this guy looks pretty good, but there's some issues. On the Academy, this guy stands at about, 13.5 centimeters to the top of his spiky hair, which means we're going up to almost 5.3 inches tall. Overall look in detail of the figure, what I gotta give them props for is the face sculpt, this one and all the other ones. I love it. You have them big black lines around his eyes and the little freckles on the side on his cheeks, and it's just, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like this is one of the more accurate ones. This is just screams. The own style of My Hero Academia is really captured very nicely in this figure, like the art style. For the hair sculpt, you got the black and green combination, which goes over in the back pretty nicely from the black to the green, but in front it's cut up really seemingly two pieces. There's no flow into the green, and also the hair sculpt, as you can tell, it's not really clean. There's like all kinds of, it looks like dents and whatnot, and this is not pre-owned. I bought this from Good Smile. That's the worst thing about it. I bought this from Good Smile online store, which means I got the extra. But more on that later. Just the thing is, I was hoping that they would ship out the shiniest, brightest copies of these figures out from Good Smile themselves, but they did not because we have quality control issues. So yeah. Overall, also, I'm not the biggest fan of the design over here. I don't know why they cut it up. So yeah, for the articulation, I get it. Again, we'll get to that later, but it's just kind of looks wonky. And as far as the paint goes, yeah, as I mentioned, we have issues. This is not really on the line, and it's bleeding. It's really just small issues for the most part. Now, let me zoom in on this to give you a good look. It's really just off by a little bit over here and off by a little bit over there, but it's still there, and it's consistently an issue throughout the entire figure. Let me look at the elbow pad. That one is nicely molded, looking good. Also hiding the joint. You have a shiny joint though, so it sticks out a little bit. And the gloves, pretty cool, lots of detail on it. Then for the chest area, same thing. There's some bleeding over here. There's some more bleeding on this side and the back. What I give them props as well though, you know, where I give credit where credit is due, is that they molded it like that and continued actually to draw the line, and you have some very good articulation on there, and it doesn't break up the skull. Sure, it looks a little bit wonky as it sticks out over here, but I still appreciate the effort of trying to make it as seamless as possible. Then you got the belt with the utility belt with the little packs at the side, and we're moving down to the continuous line problems. This is, again, a little bit off the mark, not the worst thing, but a little bit of bleeding on this side, and then the knee pads look great, and the shoes have more bleeding. There's just the white to the red. I never get it. How do you make these black lines so clean looking and then you screw up the big white to the red? So we got bleeding on, both sides pretty much. Weird stuff. For articulation, you got the head on a ball hinge that ends on another ball joint that is connected to the head, so it does go forward very nicely. Does go to the back, is blocked a little bit by the hair, does tilt side to side, does go all the way around, and you can also have some wiggle motion with the ball in there. There's no movement in the neck. Double ball combination in the shoulder, the Figma classic one ball hinge in the shoulder itself moves up and down, and then you have the ball joint in the chest area, so you can rotate it, bring it forward, and that's why it's cut up over there. So you got some good forward motion, but it still looks wonky. Why did they cut it up? It's not really going that far. Like, you didn't. I don't feel like you needed to cut this up. Just my personal opinion. Also rotates over here with all the stuff. Do we have some? We have a bicep swivel under the elbow pad. Neat. Simple ball hinge in the elbow for some over 45-degree rotation. The fist is on another ball hinge. It's pretty blocked. Can we pull this down? You can rotate the lower part of the glove. So I guess you can give some lenience with that, but as it is right now, it's not really great. It rotates also all the way around. I guess you could pull it out a little bit. Try that. Now it's better. There you go. You can play around with that. Make your own decisions. Then you got the chest area. Moves forward quite well. Doesn't really move to the back because they didn't really leave that much room. No, I don't get much out of that. Move side to side. Does go all the way around, and then we have the lower torso, which I've already shown you. You can pull this out, goes to the back nicely, goes forward, does tilt side to side as the leg pops off. Never mind that stuff. Well, I guess I'm pushing on it with the crotch piece, which is floaty. Also can rotate, I would say almost all the way around. I'm not gonna force it right now. I don't want to break anything off. As I mentioned, the crotch piece is just wangling on there. Leg moves forward, move it up, and moves to the back for some nice kicks. Very important. Moves out to the side. Rotation on it because it's just on a ball joint. And same thing with the mold. You have a little bit of a cut, not really a cut, but it gets a little bit thinner on this side, so to make it look pretty seamless and still give you good range of motion. Then is there a thigh swivel? Yes, we also have a thigh swivel, which apparently doesn't really go all the way by what I'm seeing. One ball hinge in the knee has works. Okay, that keeps happening then. Dislocating leg also, nice feature. The boot goes all the way around, and then you have a ball hinge on there as usual, back, forth. Doesn't really have the greatest side-to-side rotation. There's a little bit, but he has a pretty big foot. And finally, a toe hinge, which is completely stuck. There you go, to round off your articulation. So for your accessories, let me start it off with the Good Smile exclusive, baby. If you bought it from the Good Smile online store, you're getting this face. And I'm really happy with that one. I was gonna get the figure anyway, and when I saw the exclusive extra, I was like, might as well buy it from Good Smile with Bakugo. Same time, and this one is great. I love the eyes. It is pretty clean, has a little bit of bleeding in the teeth still. This is your exclusive. But yeah, it looks great. I'm honestly a big fan. And I don't really know, I kind of want to display him like that, but then again, I like his face. You're looking good, kid. Speaking of faces, and I'm losing my voice, I've been yelling a little bit too much, I'm guessing. You got these faces, and just like with the previous ones, I love it. I love the big black lines that just kind of go, it kind of gets a lot smaller on the lower part. It's big on the side, and it looks like it should, with the only problem that we have more paint bleeding around his teeth, which, yeah, makes it look like he wears some lipstick. Great job, guys. Then you got this part of his cowl, which is just going around his neck. Doesn't really hold on to anything, so it's just gonna flub around. I'm gonna put all of this together at the end. Well, open hands, fist hands, and you know, the finger poke of doom. That's a wrestling reference. And then we have this, which what do you call it again? It's gel stickers. Please use it as you like. So, I don't know what that means. I have gel stickers, and I don't really know why I have gel stickers. So, I can use it as I like, so I'm gonna, I don't know, stick it to my forehead. And finally, there is the Figma base, which is included with every Figma ever created. And also there's a Figma bag, yeah. And it's gonna bring me to the final thoughts for this figure, and he doesn't need a base because he has the big feet. So first, the positives. I've been gushing over the faces. I think they're amazingly painted, and it really captures the look, the art style of My Hero Academia. Also for the big feet and the big hands. The mold is overall great. I still wonder why they were cutting up the The part over here, although when you have the cowl over it, you know, like the teeth, that part around his neck, you don't really see it. Also, that part could have used the ball joint in the back or something. It kind of annoys me how it just flops. You know, it's still stable by his head, but you can't really adjust it. You just kind of like wiggle it around and hope it gets into the position you want, and that's just kind of annoying. Speaking of kind of annoying, quality control issues will be a thing. Some of them will look better than mine, and you got to keep that in mind when you buy this figure. Yours might have a lot better paint. Yours also might have worse paint. I hope not. I don't wish you that. So I got to keep that into account. And finally, he's kind of light on accessories. Honestly, I like this face, but why is this a Good Smile exclusive? Honestly, why are you doing this, Good Smile? Like, seriously, he only has a couple of hands. He only has 2 faces. I mean, the faces are fine, but we don't have energy effects because Good Smile doesn't really do energy effects. Could have used one for the full counting mode and whatnot. So, final thoughts. I mean, this figure is solid. There's nothing really wrong about it, but it could have a little bit more at the price point of like this will cost you easily over $60. So, you know, it's a good design. It's a basic design. The figure was executed well. The paint job not so much, and I would have liked to have a little bit more, is what I'm saying, but it's still recommended for My Hero Academia fans. It's a good articulated Midoriya Deku. So take that as you will. For everybody else, I think this is a skip. I don't, you know. As you can tell, I'm really into fans, so I'm gonna wrap it up right now. Recommended for fans. Everybody else, you know, look at this review and make up your mind if this is worth the price to you. And that's all I'm going to say to it. That's going to do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Izuku Midoriya wants. Like more stuff.